Hey everybody, and welcome to Leia's Lair. Here is our review of Star Wars The Book of Boba Fett, Episode 5, The Return of the Mandalorian. Okay, so what we liked and didn't like about the episode, well, this was a very Mandalorian-centric episode, which I loved, so Mando's back.
Yeah, they didn't waste any time with that. First things first, right into Mando. This whole episode just really felt like Mandalorian, right? At the end, I was like, oh, Boba even, is this a show about Boba, or is this Mandalorian season 3?
It was so nice to see what he was up to. It's like, I didn't realize I missed the character so much until he, was part of the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I actually didn't think that it was going to be this heavy of a Mando episode. I had different predictions like, oh, okay, they're going to find some way to bring him in, but it's going to mostly be with Boba and, he's going to show up or something, not have a whole episode.
He'll be like a background character in the Boba, storyline or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was cool. We got to see kind of what he's up to. He's bounty hunting again.
Mm-hmm, with the darksaber.
Mm-hmm. That was wild. Again, wasting no time. They just whip it out, and he's off fighting these guys just with his darksaber.
Yeah, I like that he still has it, because I don't know, at the end of Season 2, you were kind of like, well, is he going to keep this darksaber? Is Bo-Katan going to, challenge him for it, and he's just not going to have it anymore? But apparently he's still got it, and I really liked that he meets up with the armorer again, and she kind of, talks about how Bo-Katan didn't deserve the darksaber when she got it, which was when Sabine Wren gives it to her, she just gives it to her. She doesn't win it in battle, so she wasn't the rightful owner of it, even though. Yeah,
it's definitely cool that they were able to kind of tie it to the past things, because these are all questions that fans had, why can he just she not take it now, but she's taking it before.
Exactly.
So I think that they did a good way of explaining that and kind of setting that up so you can get some more of the background history of it. And it's so cool to see the Mandalore history and the Darksaber history. I know we've seen Darksaber history in Rebels, and we see it in Clone Wars and all this. So we know a bit about that already, but it's cool to see it in live action, I guess. And same with the Mandalorian history and the fall of Mandalore, right? They even show it, which is wild.
The Great Purge, yeah, that was crazy.
So it makes me almost want a book of Mandalorian or something.
The Book of Mandalore.
Just show us all the past stuff.
Right.
That'd be so cool. So he meets up with the armor again, and they make something for Grogu based on melting down that staff. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that he's made Grogu a knob.
You think? That's what I kind of think. He might have made him a sigil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that could be maybe it's something that he would put on his lightsaber or something.
Yeah, or a necklace or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be either, but the knob would be very fitting for Grogu since we know how much he loves it.
Right. And he did pick it up at the end back in season 2, right? So he has that knob, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens with that, right? And and of course we get the fight with Paz Vizsla.
Yeah, that was cool.
And the little background, Tar Vizsla, the first Mandalorian Jedi who made the darksaber.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, this is my ancestor, and he wants it. And Din Djarin makes quick work of him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but then, out of the blue, she's just the armor's like, oh, have you taken off your helmet? just throwing this out here, just going to ask you, have you taken off your helmet anytime recently? Oh, no. And then, of course, Din is like, oh, shit, I accidentally take it off.
Oopsies, I just took it off for so long and showed everybody what I looked like.
Yeah, just a few people, just Bill Burr, but...
and, the entire ship of Bo-Katan and Fennec Shand, Boba Fett, all those people.
Yeah, he's definitely shown his face to a few people, right? So... not something he can really lie about.
No.
But yeah, and so based on that, she's like, yeah, you're no longer a Mandalorian. And it's kind of sad because there's only 2 of them there.
Yeah, right? After they saved him on Navarro, that was it. Those are the only ones left now.
So I'm wondering what's going to happen with that, or if this is kind of setting up for a plot in Mandalorian season 3, or what's going to go on with that. But yeah, it'll be interesting, I guess, to see moving forward.
Definitely.
I don't think it's the last we've seen of the armor or Paz Vizsla. So
no, I mean, he obviously wants the Darksaber, so who knows if that's going to be his only challenge for it.
Yeah, I think there'll be some cool things ahead, definitely in Mandalorian season 3. I don't think we're just going to touch on it in Book of Boba Fett anymore, but definitely nice to see them, because we haven't really seen them since season 1.
Yeah, I guess last time we would have seen the armor was in the finale, right?
Yeah, so we've gone a whole season of Mando. We don't even see them, and then we see them in Book of Boba Fett, of all places. So that's kind of cool.
Of course, there's always the comic relief and these Star Wars shows. Poor Mando's now taking public transit that the Razor Crest is gone, and they won't let him take any of his weapons on, so he just has to fill his whole bin up with all his different weapons that he has.
Right. It's just like Darksaber, all right, I guess I can go in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that I like that. That was funny. And then he goes to Tatooine, and obviously he's trying to look for a ship, right? So he meets up with Pele. And
Pele, yeah. And she's got a ship for him, but it's not quite up to snuff.
Right.
And again, she's so funny. She says she dated a Jawa. Like, what?
Yeah. All right. I mean, to each their own, right? I'm not gonna judge. But yeah, it gets the new ship, the Naboo Starfighter. That's an interesting choice of ship. A little crammed for Mando, I would say, compared to the Razor Crest. But
she left a spot for Grogu. Which killed me. It was so cute.
Yeah. And yeah, based on what's happening, we'll definitely probably see Grogu sitting in the back there soon, hopefully.
Hopefully. I mean, he said he has to go find Grogu before he can help Boba, but whether or not we get to see that in the Book of Boba Fett, or if that's an adventure to be saved for Mando Season 3, it's hard to say. But it was interesting because it looked like Peli had BD-1 for anybody who's played Fallen Order.
Yeah, like that's interesting, right? It's like she's just collecting all these droids, and BD. She's like, BD. Like, we don't have confirmation it's BD-1, but like, it's BD. So you guys kind of figure that, hey, that this might be Cal Kestis' droid.
And then it's like, where's Cal Kestis?
Right. So maybe he's off with Ahsoka right now.
Maybe, yeah, that would be cool. I would love to see him come to live action too.
Yeah, but and it was really cool to see kind of like the pod race track, like Mando taking his ship for that joyride. Cool. Yeah, it's just it's cool. It's like you said, it's cool to see all these characters again and revisit even like nostalgic things like the Naboo Starfighter and the pod racing track from episode 1. I guess we don't realize how much we miss these characters because it has been over a year since we've got any Mandalorian. Sure. So
it's just making me like even more hyped for season 3 of The Mandalorian. Like, I literally just can't wait. And I'm really wondering if, like, the next episodes are going to be as Mando-centric, or if they're just going to be, like, back to Book of Boba Fett plot with Mando in it, you know?
Yeah. It's interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, this whole episode just felt like it should have been, like, an opening episode for Mandalorian season 3 or something like that. But regardless, it's cool that it kind of popped in, so I'm digging it.
Yeah, me too. So in terms of a rating, I'm going to give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. I was just so happy to see Mando again and get to see what his character was up to since the end of the Season 2 finale. It's really nice too. The loss of the Razor Crest in Season 2 is so sad, so I'm really happy to see that he's finally got a new ship and he seems to be moving up in the world again. Now he's got his Darksaber, he's got his ship, all he needs is Grogu, and I hope that we get to see him in the next episode. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10 for me.
Nice. Yeah, for me, I'm going to give this episode an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was surprising how, it was a Mando-centric episode. Got to see what he's been up to now. Darksaber, enough said about that. And we get to see old characters like the Armor, Pele. And the settings for this episode were really cool. Like, apart from Tatooine, obviously, because Tatooine's always sweet.
The ring place.
Yeah, so there's just a bunch of cool settings that happened in this, and I like seeing that. So, yeah, 8 out of 10. Really cool episode.
And there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. What did you think of this episode of the Book of Boba Fett? Let us know down below in the comment section. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more great videos to come. We hope to see you all again in Leia's Lair.
You are not a Jedi yet.